why Peter Obi is a threat to both PDP and APC in the 2023 presidential election. The emergence of Peter Obi as the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election seems to be a threat to the two major parties. The ruling All Progressive Congress, whose presidential candidate is the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, popularly known as Jagaban, and the major opposition party, People's Democratic Party, whose presidential candidate is the former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar. Peter Obi has been receiving massive support from the youth, both online and offline, which has made him a force to reckon with in the 2023 presidential election, because the youth have a major role to play in the choice of who becomes Nigeria's next president, since they made up a greater number of the voting populace. Yes, the youth of this country have been docile for a long time. I'm sure this one that is happening now, maybe God just want to use Obi to stir them up to live up to their responsibility. I hope it is not because ASUU is on strike. That is why this is happening. I hope because this nation has a population of youth that is energetic, very capable, but they are so docile in so many things. When it comes to issue of politics, we sit back, we say, well, the elders are there, let them continue. But meanwhile, we have the strength and the power to determine who rules. We have the strength and the power to determine who governs us at the state and national level. Not that all this one that they're just coming together as a group to just decide who takes or what in this country. I think this awareness that is being created now, every youth that they sure that they want the growth of this nation, not going through the desert to cross to Europe, not doing dubious, not going into crime because there's nobody to help here and there. But when the government that is responsible is in place, everyone will enjoy, everyone will know that yes, this is our country. But the way things are now, everybody is just holding on and looking, what can we do? What can we do? I think this big movement may change the tide of what we look up to in this country, even as a youth. Aside the fact that the youth are supporting Peter Obi, he himself is also younger, stronger, and more vibrant than both Tinubu and Atiku, who have been in government for a longer period. This serves as a better description of the kind of person the youth want as a president. You will recall that there was a call by the youth of Nigeria for a young president, which resulted to the passing into law of not too young to run bill by President Buhari. It was a force that was driven by the youth, and we got it and we sat back. Sitting back has not helped us at all. The moment that bill was signed, I was expecting that the youth of the country will begin to gather, will begin to form alliances, will begin to join political parties and see how they can weed out those ones that have been a thorn in the flesh of this country. But they sat down, and the whole generation, the older generation, are still holding this country in a jugular, holding us in a jugular that yes, this is the way things must go, this is the way things must be done. But with our strength and population, we can do it. Several Nigerians, especially the youth, believe that the country is the way it is because of leadership failure. They blame those who have been in government for the past years and have been clamoring for a change of government. This gives Peter Obi another chance that the presidential candidate of the APC and PDP, who have been in power for a long time. Yes, that's what they've been telling us. You are the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of tomorrow. I've been hearing this for over 30 years now. You are the leaders of tomorrow. Wait for your time. Your time will come. And you see the same people contesting for the same position for over 30 years. They see the one appearing, showing face. They are not even ashamed of themselves. They cannot groom younger ones to say, what? We have done our bit. You come. Let's nominate this young man to go for gubernatorial and let's see what we do. You come. Let's put you at the national board. No, it is the same set of people that you see their faces here and there because of the wealth that they have accumulated, because of the money that they have everywhere. You will recall that Peter Obi, before dumping the PDP to join Labour Party, was a presidential aspirant of the party, but he left the party after he saw that his presidential ambition may not be achieved in the party before this defection. He has been receiving massive support from the youth both online and offline, which seems to be the driving force of his defection, since he foresaw that he may not likely get the presidential ticket of his former party. Yes, that was what he saw, and I'm sure that helped him to move with an unknown party. And today, Labour Party is in everybody's tongue, especially the youth. Candidates of the PDP and the APC in the past elections have been the most popular candidates, but looking at the 2023 election, things may likely not go as usual, having someone like Peter Obi in the presidential race. Yes, there's no way before now. It is like predictable. If PDP did not win, APC will win, whether at the state or at the national level, because they are the two strongest parties. But this pulling out of Peter Obi has brought to the fore that yes, change can happen. And I'm sure the change that the APC have been clamoring, have been shouting since 2015, maybe this is the time for us to see that change. But the question to answer is that how many of the youth supporting one candidate or the other have their PVC to vote during the election, because elections are not won online but offline. Yes, we agree, we know the elections are not won offline or online but through the ballot. And I'm sure today, and that is why we are seeing crowd at the registration center, the awareness is so high. People online are sharing information on what can be done. If you want to relocate, you want to move your PVC from one location to the information are there. Is it that these informations are not there before now? They are there, but people are not just ready, especially the youth. I just pray that this movement that they have started will change the tides of things. The registration has been on for how long? Just how many weeks to close? And you see everywhere, people are closing shops, people are closing from offices. In fact, there was one lawyer that said all his staff, if they don't get their PVC, it will stop them from coming to work. Must we get to this level before we know what is right for us as a nation? There's no one that can change the situation of a country if the people, the populace too, are not ready to do the needful. What will it cost you to get your PVC if you really want things to change? It is by voting. You know that without your vote, there's nothing that can move. So if your candidate is there, but you don't have the means to vote, your candidate will not win. But the moment you know that yes, this PVC can change things, mobilize your friends, mobilize your family, go out there, encourage everyone to get it. This thing may not happen today. It may not even happen in 2023 the way it is going. But the awareness, the level of awareness that this will create will definitely bring a change in no distant time in this country. Well, what is your own opinion? Kindly make it known as you subscribe to my page. Thank you, good day, and God bless.